I'm the Disc Golf Guy, and this is the Phoenix Ladies Open, the 12th edition at Vista del Camino Park in Scottsdale, Arizona. We're here for a great group. This is your FPO lead card featuring Sarah Hokom, Catrina Allen, Vanessa van der Venten, and Kona Panis. Let's get to the action on hole 1. Your 2012 Women's World Champion, Sarah Hokom, on the tee here. Par 3, 279 feet. Clearing the water should be no problem for any of the competitors. Sarah opts for the forehand. Spoiler alert, she throws a lot of those. Catrina Allen sits 3 back going into the second round and puts one up there within 25 feet of this basket, saying that was a lot better than her previous throw on the first round. Vanessa hails out of Las Vegas. Not someone we see on the tour too often, but a great forehand here to open the round. And Kona Panis, who you've seen as part of Team Innova, also very active on social media, up here playing on the lead card in this FPO field. Gives herself just about that much and cashes in the birdie to open the round. They are playing, was that a half dab? I'm not sure what that was there, Kona. Oh, and not enough there by Catrina. They are playing 19 holes this afternoon. They played 19 in the morning, so it's the shortened Vista layout that you've seen in the past, namely at this event, for instance, and then one additional hole to make for 19. So 38 total holes after a birdie by Hokom and a birdie here by Vanessa. So 3 out of the 4 women have opened up the second round with birdies, and Kat's going to walk away with the par. Hole number 2 coming in at 320 feet. Par 3, as are the rest of the holes. The entire course set up in a somewhat shorter, more friendly layout. Over 90 women. They've set a new record here at the PLO. Vanessa opts for the backhand. Not quite enough turn. Took me a little while to find it in the sun. Hits the tree off to the left side. Kona going with a low backhand turnover. Could have used a little bit more height on that. Not too much wind to speak of. You see the flag there as Catrina lines up her backhand. And that seemed to be a little bit low as well. In fact, the umbrella is out. It's Phoenix Ruger Redbird, who follows along on our Smashbox TV productions and podcast. A great looking run there by Kona. That's just a bit wide to the right. And birdie for Catrina Allen. No big deal. Just a nice outside the circle putt. Hokom lines up trying to go 2 for 2, and that one doesn't require much chain. Little pep talk for the basket. And after approach, Vanessa's going to find herself with a par. Kona's going to be looking to do the same. First 2 holes, we've seen quite a few birdies here already. Dog distraction in the background. And just squeaking it in. Moving on to 3.
See, this is going to be fun because now I can know where the
And with that, Hokom has now extended her lead after the first hole. She's extended it from 3 to 4 strokes, not giving up anything on the second hole. and wanted a little bit more skip there. This is 328 feet. And rather than trying to go up the gut, we see Catrina going wide right, just trying to play the big hyzer. If you've seen this course laid out in previous years for the Memorial, it's actually quite a different layout than what they're playing today. Temperatures in the mid 80s. There was what they called a Phoenix thunderstorm that came through during the first round, which meant sprinkling for about 6 minutes. And a long putt there by Kona is going to come up short. Vanessa is outside the circle and on a line.
Are you inside the circle, Cat?
No problem, as Hokom's going to verify if she's out or if Kat is out next.
Sure.
Meanwhile, Vanessa with a long throw in, solid birdie. That's going to put her 2 down in the first 3 holes. And Catrina's putt lifts on her, carries right over. I don't think she was expecting that with her wind read, or lack thereof. And Hokom's not going to extend with that. They'll stay on pace with one another. A couple of pars by Hokom and Catrina, along with Kona, who's going to be tapping in here in just a second. Vanessa, the lone birdie from way downtown. I believe Kona's mom was on the Instagram duties for the weekend. She taps in, gives it the stare down. Hole 3 coming in at 275 feet. And too much turn by Vanessa. Correction, this is hole 4, if I could read my own graphics up there. Again, not much of a skip. It's relatively dry, not quite as dry as I think sometimes we see in the spring. That looks like almost a grip lock a little bit there by Catrina. It was heading toward the OB wall. Kind of dragging her feet across the tee. Not sure if it was some footing that she was dealing with or if it was just a little bit of grip. And a turnover with not enough power. And Catrina's got this tree in her way and doesn't really give her a chance to be able to go at it for an aggressive putt. She's got to pretty much lay it up from there. Smart play on her part. A better angle for Kona isn't going to pay off. And Vanessa from a long way out and almost trying to go back to back on long putts. That would have been probably twice the distance of the previous hole. Hokom's a little closer than I realized off the tee, and that's another birdie. Starting out very strong here. Catrina, your winner from the 2016 PLO. In fact, this is actually Sarah Hokom's first Phoenix Ladies Open. Talked to her a few weeks before it, said I was hoping to come out and film it. And she said, oh, maybe I'll have to get out that way. So I'm not going to say it was my pushing, but glad to see her at such a women's event as the rest of the women tap in. And Sarah off to her hot start, going 3 down here on the first 4 holes, extending her lead even further. And as she's throwing her flex shot, I've got to for sure thank the PDGA, along with Peter Hildebrand and Dan and Annette Harbeck, along with the event, all supportive of the coverage efforts. So thank you to all of those entities. Again, Dan and Annette Harbeck, Peter Hildebrand, the PDGA, and the PLO staff, Pete and Mike. Appreciate it, guys. Truly honored to be out here for the 2nd year in a row. As you can see, gorgeous weather and a really fun track to play. Spinners on the green along with Keith and Dan and the rest of the crew and Ashley. Thanks for helping out. Oh, bang! Another one from way outside the circle, this time elevated. She's got her bag with like 4 discs. Yeah, she's going to go run that down. What a birdie. Kona's got one of those kind of medium range putts again where she's outside the circle. Not able to convert. Hokom picks up yet another birdie. She's now 4 down in the first 5 holes of this round, picking up where she left off. And Catrina taking that one for granted. Rarely do you ever see Catrina miss from that distance. She seems just to be just a tad off today. Very unlike her. And one of the lengthier holes on the course today, 354 feet.
I guess I can trust it in the headwind.
Hokom talking about trusting one of her new legacy discs here in the headwind.
Nice shot.
And Vanessa decides to go right up the middle. It's got a gentle fade. She'll be looking uphill, be in good position for a putt from there. And Catrina with the longest arm here in the field just seems to let that one out early. She's lucky that didn't carry further left on her. And Kona with a great looking line, just not quite enough. She could have used the nose down just a little bit. Sarah was telling me she really hates this distance. And she very much considers that a successful layup. She turned to me and then a moment later said she was really happy with that effort. And getting a nasty roll after simply trying to lay it up. And no long one there for Vanessa. Solid putt by Kona. That's to card her second birdie of the round. Little flow play. Vanessa's going to go ahead and tap out, and Catrina, after getting a nasty roll away, rather than being just a few feet away, looks like she's got a little bit of a tester uphill with a straddle. She's one of the best putters out there, and no problems for Cat. Just can't seem to get on that birdie train that we know she's looking for, and Hokom will tap in.
Hey, I'm Kona. Thanks, Peter, for supporting the Disc Golf Guy and women's coverage.
Kona's going to take the pad after the great birdie on the previous hole. And that's pushing left. If you find yourself all the way to that sidewalk on the left side or beyond it, that would in fact be out of bounds. And Sarah's going to play the flex nicely, and it does sit down on that hillside. That's something else you have to worry about. Of course, the previous couple of holes all playing near the hillside, trying to do the best they can working with this course out here. The scattered trees. Also playing the terrain. And what a great looking shot there by Catrina Allen. That's going to leave her with a short putt for birdie. And oh no. Simmer down. You said it, Kona. It was a good run. It certainly was. Just unfortunately catches the edge, rolls down on her. It's going to leave her with a little bit more work than she was hoping for. Kona's got a long putt coming back at least the same distance of the previous one. Hokom's looking uphill. And no problems for the birdie. Catrina here with the closest to the pin. No problems. Easy tap in for birdie. And we'll see both Vanessa and Kona move in for their tap outs. Gorgeous day out here in Scottsdale. While you're near this pin or the next few, you should head on over to Spinners on the Green. Check them out. Great pro shop. Maybe even rent a bike. We're moving on. And we've seen this typically as hole 17 during the Memorial layout. That one was a little bit higher and more right than I was anticipating, as she's going to finish short on the hillside. Catrina goes for the standstill. I love the approach here. Lifts it just a bit much. It's carrying right toward the OB. That's going to ultimately come up a few inches short of the OB, so she's safe. Vanessa, I like the play with the forehand. Also just a bit short and right though. Kona throwing her Nova. And it seems to have it dialed. That's a great looking shot. This can be dangerous if you catch edge, just like we saw in the previous hole. It hits the pole and then checks up. It could have been more disastrous. Oh, as could have that. And again, Catrina's just a few inches off her lines today. No problem though for Vanessa. Vanessa, the only non-sponsored player here on the card. Of course, Sarah with Legacy and Kona with Innova and Catrina with Prodigy. Prodigy, who is helping support the event through Pete and Mike. As far as I know, Vanessa is unsponsored. She doesn't require much. She's only got 4 or 5 discs in her bag. Just letting that one come up short. Kona's going to let a birdie get past her. Not what we were hoping for on this little shorty. We're moving on. And Vanessa again with the honors, the lone birdie on hole number 8. She goes with the forehand, gets a little tree love. This is a very, very touchy shot. You want to play down this peninsula. However, skipping into the water, OB, there's Ashley right there on the spot. Another great standstill backhand. Going to the slightly wider part of the fairway, and Kona with an early release, trying to take out the guy.
I want to be that way, and I want to be that way.
He's just shopping, man. Trying to hit the the guy carrying his grocery bags. Kona for par, and she's short. And there it is again, Catrina, who's so solid, especially inside the circle, and seems just to be a few inches off today. Not what we're used to seeing out of Catrina Allen. Sarah Hokom was OB, however, with that, she'll still be walking away with the par 3. And Vanessa, again, closest to the pin, and going back-to-back birdies on 8 and 9. This is a hole we don't see played at all during the Memorial Championships. A little bit different look. Cat is in and Kona's looking to do the same. Great staff, great crew here. Great day on a fun course with record-setting numbers. We got it all.
stop after the last flag goes. I must have missed the last. I'm pulling it out in one shot.
Not trying to make you nervous, Ashley.
There you go. That's how you do it. There you are.
Ah, yes, thank you. Wow. Ben de Bonaire. That's never gonna go away. No. It is stuck.
And that's right, Vanessa. It is here forever. As she's going after the par 3, hole 10, 274 feet. And that's finishing just left of the pin. The pin is in a somewhat of a shadow over there. It's a little tough for me to even see at first. Hokom goes lower. She's playing for that skip, but gets caught up by the tree. We'll see if there's enough time here for Catrina to try and defend her title. She's got some work to do. She comes up short. And Kona puts a little turnover on it, and that's going to be right side of the pin, but at least pin high. Hokom's got a long jumper. She's played solid throughout, hasn't had to do anything crazy. Can't quite reel that one in. And Kona just not there for it. Basket's leaning a little bit towards Cat. She's going to card the birdie too. She's going to pick one back up on Sarah. There's 9 holes to play once they complete this. And as I wrap up the video, again, thanks to all the sponsors and supporters. What a putt. Vanessa, another birdie, making it look easy out here. Peter, Annette, Dan, PDGA. Oh, thank you guys so much. Along with Mr. Ulibarri and Spencer. The entire Arizona community, very warm and welcoming to the Disc Golf Guy vlogs, and glad I could be out here for the weekend. We'll see you on the back.